Here at exit 245, you can see behind me the tractor trailer. It's gotten a little brighter out here, and as I said earlier, the tractor trailer is actually facing the reverse of traffic. So that means that it was obviously a pretty intense crash. We are working to get more information, but what State Police wants you to know right now is to avoid Interstate 81 northbound. Well, watch this. This is a small piece of ice that I grabbed from right over there. It looks like really nice snow, but if you throw it out, it just skips right over the top because there's. Now, Nate, what's your favorite part about the holidays?
I really like Christmas I really like the Christmas season because I just really like giving presents and getting presents.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I know everyone at home is concerned about me. They're saying, oh, Janson, like, I know your pants are completely soaked through. And that's true, but I'm concerned about you at home. That's why I want to tell you about these road conditions behind me. Now, police say if you see Rawlings, do not approach him, but contact Harrisonburg Police immediately. In Harrisonburg, Janson Silvers, WHSV. Woo, guys, I will tell you, it is snowing sideways here. It has definitely picked up throughout the morning, and there's a pool behind me, but I don't see many families getting to use that today. I've got to say, I'm going to be a little bit partial to Cammie Newton over here. I'm cheering for both sides. I know. I'm not nearly invested in this game as I am. So, where I'm standing, this is a road as well, and that is what's going to be your real problem, especially early this morning. And they also hope to have a movie night and concert series here at the park, and that's actually what we're setting up now by putting in these stakes. We're setting up a giant testing screen for that movie event, and they said those will come in the spring and summer, and that full list will be revealed later on in the year. Live in Rockingham County, Janson Silvers, WHSV. So you guys want to kick this thing off?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
God was in it, and he wanted it to burn. And there was nobody going to stop it.
With a smile on his face, Andrei Janovich acknowledges the worst day of his life was out of his hands. His family of 7 has lost all of their material possessions, but for Andrei, the most important thing remains.
We have each other. We have each other, and home is where we are, anywhere we go.
His faith, the glue keeping his family together.
We were praying for a long time and saying, God, whatever is not right in our lives, whatever you want to take it. And he took it. I guess that wasn't something that we had to have at the moment.
Recalling the moment of seeing his home burn before his eyes, he didn't describe feeling despair. Instead,
we actually opened the Bible, and we were reading the Bible and watching it burn.
His optimism not stopping his family's pain of losing a home.
To see our children probably kind of lose their home. The little ones were crying, and they wish they can stay. They keep asking, when are we going to come back to our home?
The fire may have burned down his family home, but it will not destroy his outlook on life.
You have to have hope in order to make a change.
Right now, their plans to rebuild are hazy, but they know they'll take the next step together. In Augusta County, Janson Silvers, WHSV. When Margaret Anderson submitted the story of her son, specialist Brian Bucky Anderson, and Broadway football, she never imagined a Super Bowl would come out of it. You will remember that Bucky was killed in action in Afghanistan. This year, Margaret, Broadway football coach Coach Lutz, and fellow soldier Lieutenant John Baer were able to attend this year's Super Bowl.
I understand now why people who pay that much money to go to a Super Bowl.
Coach Lutz cannot even begin to describe his Super Bowl experience, from the game to meeting NFL legends to watching those legends appreciate their story, which was shown at the NFL Honors.
Better play like ball.
To see those guys applaud that after that was shown, it was a huge honor.
Margaret Anderson, Bucky's mom, says to honor Bucky with football is something special.
Bucky always told me, he goes, we are Broadway. You know, that's what he always said. He loved Broadway football.
Bucky Anderson loved playing under the lights here at Broadway High School, and his mother says she can only imagine what his emotions would have been had he been able to attend the Super Bowl this year.
He would have loved it. He loved football.
Coach Lutz said he wants his kids to remember that this all began because of one decision.
One act can turn into something so significant.
That decision to honor veterans has given Margaret something she may have never had, the chance to remember her son on film every single day.
It means that I can go back and see Bucky one more time.
As many memories as this trip gave Margaret, she would trade it all in for just one.
I would give up the whole Super Bowl thing if I could just hug Bucky one more time. You know, if I could just hug him or see him just one more time, you know, I'd give it all up. I would give it all up.
And I don't think there is a mother or father out there that wouldn't agree with Miss Anderson. Now, for this story and all the stories we've done on this experience, you can check out our website, WHSV.com.
It's a struggle. My mom was my best friend.
Rafael Santiago's mother vanished more than 2 years ago, and her disappearance is still taking its toll.
Our family's, you know, it's been torn apart. The hardest part for me is being the oldest, is keeping my family together.
That message of staying united and not losing faith emphasized in today's vigil.
Hopeful. You know, it just is the name of the event today was Hope for Bonnie, and I think that's exactly what it is. Every day there's hope.
My grandchild been missing 3 years later.
Bringing together families who have all experienced a loved one gone missing is powerful.
When you have somebody who can relate to what you're going through because they themselves are going through it, it makes all the difference in the world because you don't have to explain, you just know.
But as much as today's vigil can offer healing, the hurt of losing your best friend stays forever.
I'm angry, I really am. I pray every day. I cry every day. But she's keeping me strong. She really is.
For Bonnie's son, hope will never die.
Mom, I love you. I hope you're proud of me, and I want you home.
In Stanton, Janson Silvers, WHSV. According to data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, farms in Virginia have been dying off, and that doesn't exclude us here in the Valley. Even though Page gained 15 farms, Shenandoah, Rockingham, and Augusta, including Pendleton County as well, all lost several dozen farms. Now that has folks in our area questioning, what does the future of farming look like? And so, you know, what do you foresee happening with your farm, you know, in the next 15 to 20 years?
Well, to be honest, at this point, I'm not sure.
Stephen softly questions what will come of his life's work. Like many farmers in our area, Softly has no family members willing or able to take his farm once he decides to retire.
Looking back on it, I've had a good life. Maybe not as prosperous as I'd like for it to have been over the years, but it's been a good life. It's been a wholesome life.
Between 2007 and 2012, Virginia lost more than 250 farms a year, even though farmland increased by 200,000 acres. The numbers paint a picture of the small family farm dying out, striking a chord in local farmers' hearts.
I have always said over the years that there's no better place to raise a family than on a farm. You might not be able to give your children everything in life that they think they should have, but you teach them a work ethic that a lot of times they don't find out in the world in other places.
You know, a lot of people talk about, you know, they get to go to see the grandkids this weekend. They haven't seen them for so long. But we can see our grandkids just about every day. And we can see our two children about every day.
The Myers family, Dan Myers, his son DJ, and daughter Teresa, have been on this farm for 7 generations since the land was purchased in 1877. The family says growing up on a farm taught them all the opportunities a farm can give future generations.
And that doesn't only provide opportunities for them to be closer as a family and as individuals and people, you know, it provides memories for them as well.
When it comes down to it, you look at the road laid out in front of you by your parents and your grandparents, and you try to improve on that road. But it's still the same road and it's still going the same place.
The Myers have increased their farm size 800% just to keep their farm alive, but say continuing the legacy is well worth the work.
It's a very satisfying process. It really is, to watch our parents do it ourselves, and then see what the next generation can do better than us and still get the same goal.
One thing we have to remember too is that we can't grow any more land. So we have to be a little careful and think down the road. We still want land that we can produce food for people.
Both families say that is the most important part, continuing to provide for the community even long after they are gone.
I would like to be able to come back and see the farm. See it being used to produce food and fiber for the people.